I still can't believe what we all watched happen the other night. Before I dive into the details of those 27 minutes that everyone is talking about, make sure you hit subscribe right now so you don't miss any of the deep dives we do into these unexpected celebrity moments. Because what happened between Dylan Wang and the people around him became a case study in how quickly a private moment can spill into the public eye and sweep up everyone nearby, including Shen. Here's what we know. Late one evening, a short live stream appeared on a minor social media account connected to someone in Dylan's circle. It wasn't promoted, it wasn't meant to be public. But because the account wasn't fully locked down, people found it. For about 27 minutes, viewers could see what looked like a heated discussion taking place off camera. Voices were raised. Nothing explicit was shown, no one's faces, no physical confrontation, but you could hear snippets of conversation. And that was enough. Within minutes, screen recordings were being made, clips were being shared, and speculation started flying. People thought they heard Dylan's voice. Others thought they heard someone mention Shen's name. Fans who joined halfway through were scrambling to figure out what was going on. Was it a rehearsal? A behind-the-scenes disagreement? A personal dispute? By the time the stream ended and the video was deleted, it was already too late. Thousands of people had seen it. Hundreds had saved it. And a private argument, or at least what sounded like one, had become the internet's latest obsession. The most striking part was how quickly the narrative shifted. At first, people were just confused. Then, within hours, hashtags about Dylan trended worldwide. People were making transcripts of what they thought they heard, translating it into multiple languages, overlaying subtitles on the clips. Some posts claimed Shen had been dragged into the situation. Others urged caution, reminding everyone that without context, no one knew what they were listening to. That's a huge part of why this blew up the way it did. We live in an age where the line between public and private is thinner than ever. A few seconds of leaked audio can spark a wildfire. And when it involves someone as famous and carefully managed as Dylan Wang, the effect is multiplied. For longtime fans, the whole thing felt surreal. Dylan has built a reputation for being calm, collected, and private. He rarely gives the media anything unscripted. So hearing what might have been his voice in a moment of frustration shocked people. They weren't just gossiping, they were genuinely worried. Was he okay? Was Shen okay? Then came the think pieces. Some bloggers speculated about stress, citing Dylan's intense filming schedule and the pressures of fame. Others wrote about how easily women's names get dragged into men's controversies, noting that Shen hadn't said or done anything publicly but was suddenly trending because someone thought they heard her name. By the next morning, both Dylan's team and Shen's agency were being inundated with requests for comment. Fans wanted clarity. Journalists wanted quotes. Rumor accounts wanted confirmation. And through it all, there was radio silence. No one issued a statement right away. That silence, as always, only made things louder. People started reading between the lines. Some said the lack of a denial was telling. Others argued it was simply a legal and PR necessity. You can't respond to something when you're still figuring out what actually happened. In the meantime, the clips kept circulating. Some were edited for drama, with ominous music and captions. Others tried to slow the audio down, enhance it, prove who was speaking. You could see the cycle of internet virality playing out in real time. And here's the thing, we don't actually know, even now, what those 27 minutes represented. Were they a genuine private argument? Were they a rehearsal? Were they taken out of context? Without an official explanation, all we have are fragments and impressions. But what we can talk about, and what this script is really about, is how those fragments became a story, and how that story swept Shen into it. Think about it, she didn't post anything, she didn't say anything, yet her name ended up in headlines. That's the power, and the danger, of proximity in the public eye. For fans of Shen, the reaction was protective. Comment sections filled with people saying, "Leave her out of this, she didn't do anything," and "Stop dragging her name into speculation." Others worried about how stressful it must be for her to wake up to trending topics tying her to something she had nothing to do with. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Many celebrity couples or even just close co-stars get caught up in each other's storms. A rumor about one easily splashes onto the other. As the hours turned into days after that live stream, one of the most interesting things to watch wasn't just the clips being shared but the way fans began to correct the narrative themselves. People who had rushed to conclusions on the first night were now posting follow-ups saying, "We might have been wrong," or "Wait, this could be rehearsal audio," or "This might not even be Dylan." Entire fan accounts dedicated to translating or enhancing the sound quietly deleted their posts. You could feel the community collectively exhale and realize they'd been swept up in a moment of digital chaos. And through it all, you could see how much affection there still is for both Dylan and Shen. From a storytelling standpoint, those 27 minutes of chaos weren't just a salacious moment, they were a mirror held up to our culture. They showed how quickly the internet can turn whispers into headlines, how even someone's name being mentioned offhand can become a trending topic, and how fandoms can either inflame or try to protect in the face of uncertainty. For Dylan Wang, this may be a turning point. Will he address it head-on in an interview? Will his team release a carefully worded statement? Or will he let it fade away, trusting that the next news cycle will move on? Each path carries its own risks and messages. For Shen, it's a reminder of how little control you sometimes have over your own narrative when you're connected to someone famous. Even a hint of association can pull you into something you never agreed to. Yet, the outpouring of support she received also shows the strength of her fan base and the respect many people have for her. As you're watching all this, remember that there are real people at the center of it. Voices on a leaked live stream are still human voices, probably dealing with stress, miscommunication, or just a bad night. Names in a trending hashtag belong to individuals who have to wake up and face the consequences. That's why, as dramatic as this story sounds, I try to approach it with empathy. Yes, it's fascinating. Yes, it's newsworthy. But it's also a cautionary tale about how fragile the line between public and private really is in the age of instant sharing. And that's also why you should stay tuned. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you'll be the first to know if there's any official clarification, any new development, or any statement from Dylan Wang or Shen about what actually happened during those 27 minutes. Because until then, all we can do is separate what's confirmed from what's speculation, and look at the bigger picture this incident reveals about celebrity culture and our role as viewers. Maybe, in a week, this will all be old news. Or maybe it will be the catalyst for a broader conversation about boundaries and respect. Either way, it's a moment worth paying attention to, not just for the gossip, but for what it teaches us about how we consume stories about the people we admire.